Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. All right, it's Brother Towson Pie here with your daily lunch special, and today we're going to be serving up some Kingdom. All right, and this lesson is brought to you by the brothers in Austin, as they was going into this particular scripture here yesterday when they was out on the highways and byways teaching. And I'm here at Hebrews chapter 13 verse 14. All right, and they read this scripture, it made me think. All right, and it says, for here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. All right, so continuing city, that is to say that we have no place here. This is not our kingdom. As stated in Micah chapter 2 verse 10, this is not our rest. All right, this is not our rulership. All right, and so this is why we are from pillar to post. We are disenfranchised here within this Babylonian system, and so our brothers scattered throughout the four winds of the globe, wherever they find themselves, they are at the mercy of these devils, all right, being oppressed. And again, disenfranchised, and we don't have we don't have advocacy in what goes on in the government. We don't have say, we don't have pull, we don't even have rank. Okay? Because this is not our rest. And we have no continuous city. And I wanted to speak to this because let's look at continuing and city. I wanted to speak to this because our people today have gotten comfortable here in Babylon, a temporary place of residency, which really is a temporary place of our oppression, a temporary place of our slavery. That's what America, biblically known as Babylon, is for us. All right, this is a place of temporary servitude for the children of Israel until the Lord got ready to bring us home. All right, and this is where we are. We're about to go home. The Lord is getting ready to return, all right, to get his elect, beginning with the 144,000. Now here we see the word continuing, right? Meno, Meno.
Strong's G 3306, Meno.
Meno. It's a root, all right, and it says to remain, abide. You see that? To continue. We have no remaining city, a city that's going to abide in these times, all right? And that's why I say, didn't it say we look for one to come? Exactly, because this definitely is not it. Now 1A says in reference to place, 1AI to sojourn or tarry, all right? And we were to be pilgrims in this land, only to pass through. But y'all marched for the right to vote, and they gave you niggas jobs, brought you into the system by allowing you to vote, which just made you a part of their sorcery. All right, that's all you're doing. When you go to the polls, you're going to participate in their sorcery, in their witchcraft, because your vote doesn't count. All right, y'all didn't, and just to speak on this real briefly, you still got this lunacy going on, this idiocracy that people are saying, oh, you voted for Trump, so you can't complain. And all y'all that voted for Trump, and you got people that's mad at people for going to vote. And they still haven't awakened to what's going on here in America. What Trump is doing is the same thing if he leaves that J.D. Vance will do. And it's the same thing if the elite didn't want them in there and they would put a Democrat in there again, it would be the same shit going on. And y'all sitting up there still in 2025 acting as if your vote really counts. Y'all out here mad at each other because of what Trump is doing. And you know them people got duped. You know they got duped. They know they got duped. All right? Trump pulled the bait and switch. And all I'm saying is y'all gonna swallow this shit till they kill y'all? Y'all just gonna keep swallowing this shit until they kill y'all. Y'all just refuse to come together and say, look, we've all been getting played. But I guess the sorcery is strong, you know? But this speaks to why I'm going into this. There is no continuing city. And this recent debacle at the border just proved that. All right? Now here you had, under Joe Biden, a Democratic administration. They welcomed the Northern Kingdom over here. Not only welcomed them and said, you know, come on over here, we're going to take care of y'all. And they took care of them. Fast forward to 2025, a new administration, a Republican administration, and now they're doing the complete opposite and telling these people, not only are you not welcomed here, but we're going to make you criminals. You see? First and foremost, that's confusion. That is why this place is Babylon. But this goes to show, how can you possibly have a continuing city when policies are constantly changing? All right? One minute you getting a free ride, then next minute you look up, oh, you a criminal. Well, shit, I ain't did nothing extra. I've been doing this, been doing what you told me to come over here and do. Get all this free money. You know? And who's gonna turn that down? You living in squalor. The president of the United States say, y'all come on over here, man, we got y'all. And you already hearing about people getting free this and free that. Who ain't gonna come? All right, but they came looking for hope, a better way of life, and now what do they get? Criminalized. Because we have no continuing city. That's why it says, in reference to place, we have no place. We are disenfranchised. Even at your job, you could be at your job 10 years, the number one motherfucker up there, and get shitted on every day. Because we have no continuing city. All right? Yeah, it says to sojourn, tarry. Why would you want to tarry here? To sojourn here. Not to depart. Not to depart. To continue to be present. To be held, kept continually. All right? 1b says in reference to time. Right. Because our kingdom is what? A world without end. We don't have that yet. That is a continuing city. That world without end. Here in King Solomon broke it down beautifully. I forget which chapter, but in the book of Ecclesiastes, and he speaks about, you know, when you, just for the mere fact that we in this flesh, you can't have a continuing city. Because King Solomon made the point is you can spend your life building something great, magnanimous. And then you got to die. And how you know who gonna take over? Is he gonna be wise or is he gonna be a fool? You know, whether it be your son or whatnot. But they be the worst ones. Your own children be the worst ones. So, yeah, we have no continuing city. In reference to state or condition in C. Well, back in B, in reference to time, B1, to continue to be, not to perish, to last, endure. All right. B1A, of persons to survive or live. And that's really at the core of it. We need everlasting life. We need to live longer than 70 years. And that's pushing it because we barely make it to 70 as a whole. All right. But right, that's what the Lord has. This is why the scriptures say he's coming back with healing in his wings. All right. He's going to take away this curse of death and heal us with life. All right. He's going to take away these chains of darkness and replace it with the marvelous light of life. All right. And then C says, in reference to state or condition, and all of these definitions, by the way, hit home. C1, to remain as one, not to become another. And this is what our people have done. They've become another. They are not themselves. So you done made Babylon your home, but what have y'all had to do in order to make Babylon your home? You had to sell your soul. You have to do as this white man do and toss the laws behind you. Because he doesn't reward righteousness. That's what Babylon was set up for, to reward disobedience, waywardness, wickedness. This is what Babylon is, a monument to wickedness. It's a city set up in honor and glory of Satan, as well as the Queen of Heaven, Semiramis. And for you to excel here, you got to abandon all morals and any sense of righteousness. Now, to whatever degree you abandon your morals is the degree that you move up. So you could be a total Lil Nas X and be a total reprobate, and you see he was an overnight success. And just as soon as fast as he rose, that nigga fell. Why? Well, this is no continuing city. All right? And it says state or condition, and see, in reference to state or condition, right? What is our state? Corrupt. We're in a corrupt state. The corruption is not eternal. All right? That's why you don't buy shit that's rusted out, mildewed, or in a state of decay. You don't buy it because you know it's on its last leg. It ain't got that much longer. Why? Because it's in a state of corruption. Rust is taking over. Whatever. Well, that's humanity. All right? And the rust, as we know from the book of Sirach, is that 12? Yeah, the book of Sirach 12. That wickedness is a form of human rust. Hey, leave it open. I locked it. I mean, you can close it, but don't close it all the way. There you go. Yeah, wickedness is a state of decay for man. All right, so here we are at the end of mankind. So how much more has that corruption set in? It is set in heavily. All right. And this is the Lord is coming back to redeem those. That's why I say, if he don't come back, all flesh will be corrupted. But the scripture says that there will be no flesh left to be saved. Why? Because of this state that we're in. Now the Most High is using the gospel to pull certain of the children of Israel out of this wicked state. And he's cleaning, putting us in the fire, brushing the rust off, polishing us up, and getting us ready through the preaching of this gospel. So when the Lord come back, we can stand out bright and be shining because we're clean. When we come and look upon the dusty, rusty, and the busted, you know, the elect are going to stand out. Well, he know who are his. Okay? But I just want to get that continuing, all right? It means to go on in reference to time, to remain, abide, and it even said in reference to state or condition. Right? To have a continuing city, like I said, a 60, 70-year life ain't gonna cut it. A 100-year life ain't gonna cut it. You need that full day, all right? And really, yeah, like the apostle said, just, you know, we'll never die. We'll never die. So even when you go into the spirit world, you come back and check on some shit. You know, we gonna have powers beyond what, you know, any of us can imagine. But yeah, let's look. I want to look at city too, right quick. Continuing and city, okay, polis. When you get metropolis or metropolitan, all right, polis means city. How is he gonna say it?
Strong's G 4172. Polis.
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 Feminine noun. Probably the root. Well, it got a root. But we ain't getting all into that, and it says a city. All right. And the inhabitants of a city. So we always say, you know, sometimes city can be in reference to a people, or it can be in reference to a place. All right. My grandfather used to always sign my cards, all right. He would put city on it. I didn't understand that growing up. You know, that was just something that they did, I guess, but he'd put my name and then put city behind it. You know, I still to this day don't know what that means, you know, but you know, as fathers, you know, all I can extrapolate is you got, you know, big dreams and you know, ambitions for your children to be something and be somebody. So, you know, maybe he was just instilling that in me. But as coming into this truth, you know, it takes on a whole new meaning, all right? Because we, as a people, are the city of Jerusalem. You know, and with that, I want to go here. And this is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, which right now is Donald J. Trump, because Babylon, spiritually, is America. All right? It said, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how had the oppressor ceased? All right? The golden city ceased. So it's going to come a time, Babylon is going to come to an end. It's going to cease. And the scripture here is asking how. Well, verse 5 tells us, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, had broken the staff of the wicked. Right, he broke their power completely in half. And this is going into Isaiah 47 when the Lord mocks them and say, stand now with thine enchantments, because it won't be none. All of his sorcery, his witchcraft, his monthly prognosticating and all this seance, soothsaying and conjuring the demons and conjuring the dead, none of that's going to work. Why? Because the Lord had broken the staff, the power of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. Right? They're going to be taken out of their seats, the rulership seats. For what reason? So that we can have a continuing city. This, is their rulership, but it ain't even a continuing city for them. But they do get the benefits of it. But it is not a continuing city, as we see here from Isaiah 14:4. And this is why Revelation 12:12 says that he knoweth he had but a short time. Why? Because he has no continuing city. He has tricked you into believing that this shit is going on. Why you think they underground? Why you think they're building bunkers? Because they know this shit is up. So now they trying to what they call control demo America, as if you're going to take over from the Most High. They know the destruction is coming, so they're trying to take control of it and bring Babylon down under their control, and it ain't going to work that way. The Most High is bringing straight chaos to this place. Straight chaos. It ain't even no words in English. And probably even not in the Hebrew to describe how the Most High is going to tear this place apart at the seams. There won't be a lick of sanity left here in Babylon, amongst the brethren, yeah, but where they gonna be at? Exactly. I have no idea, and then you don't have no idea. I don't know where I'm gonna be, let alone the next man. Chaos. Yeah. The Lord told these devils, since you love blood, blood is gonna pursue you, motherfucker. To the wicked. And I'm talking about Esau, Edom. All right? So this golden city, Babylon, a.k.a. America, spiritually known as America, is got a time to come to an end. All right? And so right there, I just want to speak to that joke of you talking about generational wealth. All right? And I've told you what the generational wealth is. It ain't a Federal Reserve. No, that's not even continuing money. How are you going to build generational wealth and you don't even have continuing money, let alone a continuing city? You sitting running around here playing with Federal Reserve fiat funny money, thinking you building something when this is generational wealth. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 33. Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out. Oh, that's generational wealth. The riches, both of the wisdom and the knowledge of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. And why is that important to be, stirring up? This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. All right? So we read, oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out. So that his riches come in the form of wisdom and knowledge. And that wisdom and knowledge is going to pay off And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. It's going to pay off when that chaos that I was just talking about comes. Then you're going to be looking at them Federal Reserve notes pissed the fuck off. Mad. You're going to be mad at George Washington, Ben Franklin, Hamilton. You're going to be mad at all them motherfuckers. And you sitting there looking at them, and they looking at you, and either one of y'all can't do a goddamn thing for each other. But had you to put time in investing in the word of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, you would have something to move with in these days. This is the real currency of our times. All right? This truth is the currency of our times. Look up the word currency. And that might be lunch for tomorrow. Till then, Shalom.